Game is this evening. We're being told somewhere around 7 to 11 p.m. We don't know because we have the sports experts in the studio. We have Benedict Owusu with Joy Sports with us. Benedict, how are you? And good. We know that you've been on set already.
Yeah.
But there's always a talk about the Black Stars not ready and the need for the coach to use this game this evening as a head start to give an indication to the footballing fans in Ghana and across the world that this is his team and his tactics and his mindset for Brazil. Do you share same opinions?
Before I even answer the question, you were talking about the match this evening. The match will be played, that's in Miami time 7, and in Ghana will be 11.
11 p.m.
Yeah,
so we have to stay up 11 p.m.
Yeah, so you would have to.
I think that around the same time one will have.
Yes, and our first game, which will be played exactly a week from today, will also be played around 10 o'clock. So if you stay up 11 and watch this game and stay up 10, it's the same thing, you know. And that one is more of importance, you know. At least today's game, you'd have to watch and see what exactly Kwesi Appiah is going to do as to his starting 11. You know, we've all been clamoring that this is the time that we are going into a World Cup. And in situations like this, you would have to play your first 11 for Ghanaians to have a feel of how the team is going to play like. And there is this thing out there that Kwesi Appiah has never won against any European team or an Asian team. All the wins that he's chalked are, you know, with African nations. So playing against South Korea at the last game, prior to the World Cup, you win, you boost the confidence of your team, and also that you give Ghanaians hope that yes, we have a team that is going to the World Cup that probably will do something better than they did in South Africa. You know, with the progression of the team in 2006 and in 2010, now we all expect them to do better. In 2006, they managed to finish in the round 16 stage. In South Africa, finished in the quarterfinal. So what's left now? We've been there, so now you would have to progress and move to where? The semi-final stage. So probably if you're able to get to the semi-final stage this time and we don't even cross to the final, then what happens next? Our next target will be to reach the final. But now going into this World Cup, with what you just asked about the fans and, you know, expecting Kwesi Appiah to play his starting 11, on a personal note, I would want to see that going into the tournament like this, where you have your last game, now there is nothing like you're going to try players. And Kwesi Appiah has already noted that all the 23 players called up are capable to start, okay? So maybe to our disappointments, you would want to see Michael Essien start in midfield. You would want to see KP Boateng start in attack, Asamoah Gyan pair up with KP Boateng, but not Abdul Majid Waris. But on a day, if Kwesi Appiah decides to, you know, play Asamoah Gyan and Majid Waris, he thinks and he knows that these players are capable to play. So then we have no issue there.
Well, we do understand all that, but sometimes when you tend to monitor reports also from our colleagues who are with the team in Miami, the United States, you get to have an idea that perhaps the coach also is trying to experiment with his tactics, so to speak. And we know that Kwesi Appiah is not known tactically to be somebody who is very, not astute, but very much interested in whatever tactics that would be displayed or outlaid on the day. What do you make of all these experimentations? You
know, it varies. Every coach and how he approaches a game. Okay, the way Kwesi Appiah will approach a Kumasi Asante Kotoko game wouldn't be the way he will go and play Portugal. And for crying out loud, this is a World Cup. This is not a Nations Cup that we played in South Africa. And this time is a bigger stage where Kwesi Appiah would want to prove something, okay? So with the experimentation of the tactics that he wants to play, you're going to play against a side, United States of America, in which you've beaten twice at this same tournament. Portugal are coming with different style, same as the Germans. The Germans you played before, which was an assistant coach. So in this case, you would have to experiment. You know, Kwesi Appiah is not the kind of coach that when his name is mentioned, as we know of Mourinho and the other coaches, that Mourinho, this is his style of play. Mourinho would want to defend and attack. When he gets the goal, he draw back. And I remember their game against Liverpool, Chelsea-Liverpool, the Liverpool coach said Mourinho would want to pack the bus. But we don't know Kwesi Appiah to be like that. You can't predict that Kwesi Appiah will go and play 4-4-2.
So he's unpredictable?
Kwesi Appiah is unpredictable. But in the last few games that I've seen, it's like we always want to play two top with Asamoah Gyan and Abdul Majid Waris. Again, our game against Egypt here that we qualified, also we went away, we played the same game. I think it was, and even against Montenegro, in which we lost 1-0, we played the same formation where we had two strikers up front. But normally going into World Cup competitions like this, I'm not sure you would want to go in and play two top, where in case of an injury or the sharpness of your team, if things are not working well, you know who is coming on to play. Okay. So at this point, it's very necessary and is in the right direction for Kwesi Appiah to be doing what he's doing from what we are getting from Miami.
We'll try and wrap up on our group, then we'll look at the tournament in a minute before we wrap up our discussions for this morning. When it comes to us also, the US seem to be having that Ghana game, just like Ghana also seem to be having the US game as the right spec to put the players in the right state of mind for the tournament. So is either a make or break for the US or for Ghana. And
you know, the thing is, in World Cup competitions like this, or in every competition where you play 3 matches to advance to the next stage, the most important thing for you to do is to win your first game. You get the 3 points.
Well, that's not always true. No, in 2006, we lost our first game.
That's what I'm saying. It puts you in a better position to qualify.
True.
And in a more comfortable position. You lose your first game, there will be pressure on you. You know that. But if you win your first game where you have your 3 points, going into the next 2 matches, well, you can think of even getting a draw. And you get 4 points, is a World Cup. You qualify to the next stage. So every team going for this particular tournament will place prominence on their first game. So if Ghana goes in there, beats United States of America, bingo. Now, the pressure of playing Portugal and Germany will ease a little bit. But if you go and lose or draw to United States, then you know what happens. Now you have Portugal to play, you have Germany to play.
Did you watch the US friendly against Nigeria?
Yes, I did.
Prior to the match, they said they were using that very friendly to gauge their momentum and the ability to
and that's precisely what they did. That's what they did. You know, you see
Ghana
how they
doesn't play like Nigeria, really.
Yes, we don't. And normally, I get people do this argument that look at how bad our team is playing in friendly matches. And I'm like, no, you can't judge the performance of a team in a tournament based on the friendly matches you see. If we are to go by that, then probably we wouldn't have even qualified from the group stages at the 2010 World Cup because we lost against Holland 4-1 and we didn't play very well in our game against Latvia in England until we went to the World Cup and see what we did. So normally if teams are going into tournaments, you don't have to judge by their friendly matches.
You seem very optimistic.
Oh yes, and I've been telling people that Ghana will definitely qualify. We will not lose any game in our group. We'll beat US. The best results that Germany and Portugal will get from Ghana is a draw, and mark it somewhere.
Okay, so Germany, Portugal. How do you think we're going to fare against them? Draw?
That's what I'm saying. That the best results they will get is a draw
against the Black Stars.
I know. I know.
Are you speaking on the back of the perhaps all the speculations have been made by suppose witch doctors in Ghana?
Oh. Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm sure you are referring to Siwo. He started playing, training, and it's likely he will play their first game and probably play the 3 matches in a group. I'm just talking about what I've seen with the Black Stars team. This is a team that, in competitions, they have different character, especially the players. See how they approached the 2010 game. 2006, if you remember in Angola 2010, we presented a relatively young squad, a squad that myself and other people, when we were going, I'm like, with these players, can we even cross to the next stage? And we had lost our first game by 3-0, but the team managed to go all the way to the final, and that speaks of Ghana Black Stars. This is a team that we have to just believe and trust in. And Roland, myself, and yourself.
Benedicto, it's okay. You're almost sounding like the PRO for the team. But what's your whole outlook for the whole tournament? Because we know that the Brazilians themselves are protesting because of the need for them to have a lot more or better social services in their country.
Brazil is a football nation, so probably they would want to do something.
You think all these pre-tournament riots would die out?
They will.
Benedict, also thanks for joining us this morning, making it snappy and joining us. Next.